Good morning, my dear loving children, and welcome back to Vidyanagar Public Schools online class. I hope you all are very healthy and very fine. Today, we are going to start a very new chapter, chapter 11 of your course book. So, you may please take your page number 123. Okay, there you will see the story, The Legend of the Blue Bonnet. The story is actually a kind of mythical story, we can say. Mythical story means it is not such a real story, or it not only talks about real things but also something which is, we can say, unreal. And most of the time we will see some kind of supernatural elements in these type of stories. കെട്ടുകഥ എന്നാണ് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയാം. Okay, so here also we are going to learn a kind of mythical story, and most of the time those myths will talk about the history of a kind of people or group of people and their beliefs and their tradition and what kind of people they were. All things will be there in that particular myth. Every group of people has their own myth. Sometimes those tribal people will be having some kind of myths they have to talk about, and in India we have some myth or folklores, and in Pakistan they will also be having some kind of myths of belonging to their tradition, belonging to their the people, and to for the Chinese they will be having some kind of myths to talk about, right? Yes. Here in this story, we are going to learn a myth belonging to the Americans. Okay, American. So don't think about those white people or those people or those sophisticated people. Here it's a group of tribal people. Okay, Tomire Paola, he is an American writer and illustrator. He has written more than 200 stories for the children. So let's see what she is going to tell in this particular story. So you may please take page number 123. We'll read, okay? Great Spirit, the land is dying. Your people are dying too, the long line of dancers sang. Tell us what we have done to anger you. And this drought. Save your people. Tell us what we must do so that you will send the rain that will bring back life. So what does it mean? Yes, a group of people are dancing, and what they are singing, what they are saying, Great Spirit, the land is dying. Great Spirit. Here, the Great Spirit, also called Vakantanka, is the main spirit that the Native Americans pray to. Those natives, American natives, native means those people, those who live in the that particular place, right? They are the first people, we can say, of that place, and so they are praying to Great Spirit, saying that the land is dying. We are dying, and why you are not looking or taking care of us? What's wrong that we all have done to you to be so much angry with all of us? That's what they are asking while they are dancing. For 3 days the dancers danced to the sound of the drums, and for 3 days the people called Comanche watched and waited. So for the last 3 days they are continuously dancing according to the drums or the beat of the drums, and the people called Comanche watched and waited. Comanche means it's a group of Native Americans and who lived in the southern plains of America. Okay, southern plains of America. They waited, and even though the hard winter was over, no healing rains came. Drought and famine are hardest on the very young and the very old. So what's happening here in this place? Yes, for even after the winter got over, they are not getting what? Rain. They are not getting rain. So people are dying, and people are going through a kind of darkest situation or a tough situation where they are suffering of drought and famine. What do you mean by famine? Poverty. They are not getting enough food, right? Yes. And it is affecting both the young and the very old people. They are suffering it very, very much, mostly. Among the few children left was a small girl named She, who is alone. She sat by herself watching the dancers. In her lap was a doll made from buckskin, a warrior doll. The eyes, the nose, the mouth were painted on with the juice of berries. It wore beaded leggings and a belt polished bone. On its head were brilliant blue feathers from the bird who carries JJJ. She loved her doll very much. So, among this group of dancers, whom we will see, the girl who is named, who is alone. Okay, what is her name? Who is alone? Because we don't know who is she and what's her name is really. And what she is having in her hands and in her laps? A doll. A doll made of what? Buckskin. What is that? It's kind of leather. It's a kind of skin of deers. Okay, and that doll is made of the skin of deers, and it is a warrior doll. And the eyes and nose, all these stuffs are colored with what? These fruits, berry. You know that berry? Yes, it's like almost like grapes. So by making juice of those berries, they colored the nose, eyes and mouth. And this doll is also having what? A kind of feather of which bird? The bird who cries J. It's a kind of bird in America maybe. Okay. Soon she who is alone said to her doll, the shaman will go off alone to the top of the hill to listen for the words of the Great Spirit. Then we will know what to do so that once more the rains will come and the earth will be green and alive. The buffalo will be plentiful and the people will be rich again. So what she is saying? What is she saying to her doll? She is saying that shaman. Who is that shaman? Shaman means here Mandravadi, we can say. Shaman is a person who is having the capacity, who is having that ability to talk with those spirits, non-living spirits. They can talk with the spirits, and that shaman is going alone to the top of the hill in order to speak, in order to have a conversation with these dead people or those great spirit about he wants to talk about, and he wants to ask why there is rain, what we have to do to get the rain back. So he is going to the hill, and once he comes to know about the reason, he can do something to get the rain. Once they get the rain, what will happen? Yes, their life will get back. Their life, which is so happy, will be given or coming back, right? Yes, the buffaloes will be plentiful. What does it mean? Yes, buffalo is a kind of animal, right? You might have seen, right? Yes. So buffalo is the animal which they depend on their meat and those stuffs. Okay, it's important and value. Buffaloes provided them with food, shelter and tools. So plentiful means so much. Okay, and that's by that way they can become rich. As she talked, she thought of the mother who made the doll, of the father who brought the blue feathers. She thought of the grandfather and grandmother she had never known. They were all like shadows. It seemed so long ago that they had died from the famine. So the people had named her and cared for her. The varied doll was the only thing she had left from those distant days. So she is getting reminded and she thought of whom? The one who made the doll, the mother who made the doll for her, and she also thought of her father and her grandfather and grandma, about whom she has never known, or whom he has never seen also. And they were all like shadows, she's saying. And they all died of what? Famine. Because of poverty they all died, right? Yes, because of not getting enough food they all died. And the people had named her and cared for her. The warrior doll was the only thing, because the only thing left for her, the one who is she alone, the she who is alone, to her, who is there with her? Only the doll. Others are not at all, not with her. She is alone, right? Yes. The sun is setting, the runner called as he ran through the camp. The shaman is returning, the shaman is returning. The people gathered in a circle and shaman spoke. So what's happening? The sun is setting means, yes, it's about to get evening, right? Yes, the day is about to end and the evening time starts. And the runner, what does it mean by the runner here in this paragraph? You know, the messenger, the one who takes the messages from here and there. Okay, that person is called the runner. And what he is saying, the shaman is returning. Shaman, that magical person, we can say, that person is returning from the hill. So people are gathered in circle and shaman spoke. What he spoke? I have heard the words of the Great Spirit, he said. The people have become selfish. So he talked with the Great Spirit, and what that Great Spirit told to him? Yes, people have become so selfish. For years, they have taken from the earth without giving anything back. For many years, only those people are taking things from the earth but not giving back anything. The Great Spirit says the people must sacrifice. We must make a burnt offering of the most valued possessions among us. The ashes of this offering shall be scattered to the 4 points of every of the earth, the home of the winds. When this sacrifice is made, drought and famine will cease. Life will be restored to the earth and the people. So what does it say? Yes, he is saying that the people have become so much selfish, so much selfish that they are not giving anything back to the earth, but only taking everything from earth. So he is saying that we have to do some sacrifice, a burnt sacrifice. We have to burn our most valuable possessions. By that, ashes will be spread to the whole 4 parts of the earth, so that the winds will take these ashes to all the parts of earth. By that way, the drought, then famine will get end. Cease means end, and life will be restored and people will get back their good and great life. So today, what's your homework? You have to read the chapter twice, and we will meet in the live session and we will discuss more.